symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
What's happening, everybody? The Job Guys back with you one more time. Nitro Nick is here. Sloke is here as well. And we are reviewing the latest SummerSlam 2024 from Cleveland. And we've got another one of these split shows. Nick, you were watching on TV. I, at the last minute, went to Cleveland and went to the show. So I was in attendance for it. Maybe we'll have differing point of views because you obviously got the commentary, you got all the good camera angles, and I was sitting 50-yard line, but like 500 feet up in the air. So maybe we'll have a different view.
Yeah, but you got the intensity, you got the crowd, you know what was happening, and maybe we'll, the chants that were taking place and what was going on, And I've listened to a few other reviews on the way home from Cleveland last night at 4 a.m. as we were stuck in traffic. And then there was literally the highway shut down, which cost us another hour. So we had plenty of time to listen to everything that happened from then on out. I heard that maybe the crowd wasn't so mic'd well on TV. I wanted to ask you that because chants were hard to hear.
Yeah, when I heard the most specific thing was when Roman came out, it wasn't that big a deal or whatever. Like, it was a big deal, but it wasn't. I'm like, dude, the entire day, people walking up and down the street, we want Roman, we want Roman. There was at least 20 we want Roman chants during the show. When Solo came out, it was dead. And then we want Roman. We want Roman. We want Roman signs everywhere. So I don't know, because it's a stadium show and we know that's different. Apparently the crowd was not mic'd too well, Nick, that you didn't hear all of that. It was loud.
Because they had some of them, apparently, you can fill me on this. They said there was a pretty good live following in the first match, that she got some chance, but they said it was hard to make out. It really was that there was enough behind her. Just little ones like that. When it went back and forth, it was hard to make out.
It wasn't 50-50 with Liv. It was more Rhea, but there were Liv fans, and I don't know if you heard it. They did the "We want Rhea, let's go Liv," or
that was the announcers.
Yeah.
The announcers kept filling us in, so I'm thinking they may have been aware of what you said, the mic on the audience, because the announcers kept piping to me at home what they were saying.
Okay, and I haven't gone back and watched yet, so I don't know. Yeah. I will say, and we will start here, I will say, and I was at WrestleMania 18. I was at Rock Hogan. I've been to a bunch of other WrestleManias lately. When Roman came out, it was a delayed reaction because they changed his music. His music, it's like a remix of his tribal chief music, and it started with drums,
right?
So instead of the but it started with drums. So when you first heard the drums, everybody was expecting Jey Uso to come out, because he was the one who hadn't come out yet,
right?
But then we heard these drums for maybe 2 seconds, then the head of the table graphic came up and the place went nuts. And I'm telling you, again, I was at the Hogan Rock match. I was at the Roman Cody first match. I've been to a lot of stuff. I was Lex Luger beat Hulk Hogan at the Palace of Auburn Heroes, literally to the day, August 4th, 1997. It was one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my life. When
Very
he
cool.
came out. It was, and apparently that did not come across on television.
It was as well as you're saying.
Insane.
You could see people were excited, but it was weird. Yeah, it did not feel that loud, and I do think a lot of it's the open stadium, right?
Yeah.
It's the noise is going to carry up and away. You could see the people like going nuts on the camera. Yeah. But as far as like the verbiage or the vocals, it wasn't. If you're saying it was hitting that hard, I did not feel it that hard at home.
I'm not going to say it was the biggest pop I've ever heard, but it's in the conversation. It's in the conversation. Okay. So let me start. We're going to start with Roman, but I do want to say, I thought this was a very predictable show. I thought everything, and I think you hit every single match, and I hit all but one matches. But we were talking, we're like, okay, there's potential to have interference or a heel turn or something in every single match. Don't think they're going to do it, though, because they can't possibly do it in every match. That'll be too much. They literally did it in every single match. So everything we thought might possibly could happen, happened. And I was surprised by that. But once again, I go back to what I've always said about Triple H. He's old school. He's booking heat.
Yeah.
Every single match. He's Kevin Sullivan 2.0. He's booking freaking heat. And every time you can't have Dom turn. You can't have Finn Balor turn. You can't have Roman turn. You can't have all of this happen. It all happened. Yeah, I was shocked by that. Now, I'm not mad at it because it's good storytelling, but I'm surprised they did all of it, Nick.
I'm with you, Ryan. I think I text you almost to a T. I not only called the matches what was going to happen at the end of the matches. I liked it because it made sense. The only thing I'm kind of a little bummed out, and it's a double-edged sword, right? Because the right thing, sometimes the obvious thing's the right thing.
Yes.
But I think what we're seeing in there's not a lot of surprises in the Triple H era.
They are, but they're obvious.
They're like Dom. I had figured, Dom was the big turn on the live. But I saw it coming. We haven't had a, the Rockers, ladies and gentlemen, moment under Triple H, know. So that, hopefully those are coming. But, it does. Sometimes the right thing is the right thing to do. Even though it's obvious, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing it's a lot of crap happening, man. Like, I swear, man, if every WrestleMania and SummerSlam main event end in this kind of fashion with 15 dudes coming in and doing. I mean, I get it for the audience that's there and people that, the pop of a Owens, the pop of an Orton, the pop of a Roman. It's cool. But Ryan, when you go back and you look at the greatest matches in wrestling history, they don't have a ton of garbage in the match.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't mean garbage.
No, the interference, overbooking.
When you look at classics, that we just had our show, Bulldog, Bret Hart.
Yeah.
They're
just
Hogan
a straight
Warrior,
match.
Hogan Savage, Shawn Brett, Iron Man match, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michael. I hope we get back to some of them. You can have this stuff, but I don't like it in every single match.
So let's start at the end and then we'll go backwards. Cody Solo and what you're talking about, we all knew was going to happen. And that was the problem with this match. And I'll start at the beginning because I was there and you guys apparently couldn't get the exact crowd reaction. Solo came out first. There was zero reaction for him. It was kind of like, I think he's doing a good job. I think he's doing better than I thought he would do. Zero reaction here. And going into this pay-per-view was way better than I thought it would be. I was satisfied completely with this pay-per-view. It's a thumbs-up pay-per-view for me. But I thought the two world title matches were possibly the two weakest world title matches in SummerSlam history. And this being one of them, because I didn't know what people thought about Solo. They don't care. They do not care. And they made no noise whatsoever. And then the "We Want Roman" chant started. But here's the other problem, Nick, what you just said. The second we heard this was Bloodline rules, nothing matters until the Bloodline comes down to the ring. The match isn't just going to end at the 10-minute mark, the 15-minute mark. It's not going to end until Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga get in there and Jacob Fatu. So really, nothing mattered until those guys got in the ring. I don't think it was bad, but I think this was the worst match of the night. Personally,
probably
worst because nothing mattered. And then you knew that KO and Orton were coming in. You knew that was going to happen, and everybody figured Roman was coming. And if he didn't, it would have been real bad. But go ahead, Nick, and what your thoughts on just that? Maybe not the whole match, but Ryan, that stuff in general.
Piggyback what you said. I think another major problem is Solo has no prayer. Like, there was no way he was dethroning Cody Rhodes, and
Roman's going to job him,
right? So, and I think you got an issue here. If what you said, they need The Rock on that team for this to work to the maximum level, because I don't think you can do a solo Roman at WrestleMania. You can, I'm sure, but
there's no way. No, you can't.
It's not.
You can't.
That's what I'm hoping. It's not big enough, So let's hope on that. The match itself, it was okay to me. It wasn't anything
stink.
Yeah, it was just a match. Because I knew, again, I wasn't necessarily paying attention because I knew what was happening. Like you said, I'm like, okay, well, there's no way someone's submitting or getting pinned before 16 dudes enter this ring.
Yeah.
And but it worked okay. I will tell you, as soon as he jumped off that table, I was like, he's hurt. I don't know if you went back and watched that. If he sold that, it's a good sell. I tried to rewind it and watched it. It looked like he hit his shin or maybe a little bit above, somewhere right directly on the blade of the table, if you will.
Yeah.
I hope he's not hurt bad.
No, because he's the best thing they got going.
Well, and the other guy went to the CM Punk School of Durability, apparently, with the pat. I mean, that dude's seemingly getting hurt anytime the wind blows. The
Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
How about the spear into the corner and he wasn't even close? That was not good.
Dude, he's rough. He's really rough. The other two are money. Yeah. I like the Tonga guy, man. Yeah. He's freaking sweet too. He looks it and everything. And God knows everybody. Fatu is just awesome.
Dude, he's great.
But the other guy's rough.
So I thought he was just selling from the get-go. And then I was thinking, and I told you this, I'm like, okay, everybody was expecting Jey Uso, who was not on the card at all. And it was like, okay, was Jey Uso supposed to come out and then take out Jacob? And then Roman comes out and takes out Solo. And then was like, because Jacob's hurt, do you just say, sorry, Jey, we're skipping you? Roman's just going to go out. And they kind of, figured things out from that point. Or was Roman supposed to come out and take out Jacob and then Solo gets beat by Cody? I'm not quite sure. And I still don't know. When it first happened, and again, I'm a million miles away, but I figured he was just selling, and that was a way to take him out of the match. Triple H did say that he is banged up. They didn't know how bad it was, but he didn't say that the guy couldn't continue the match.
Well, Ryan, what made me worry is why I didn't think he was something, because it was shades
when he threw the chairs.
It was shades of Vince McMahon. I don't know if you remember off what I'm talking about. Vince McMahon runs down to the ring the second he gets in the ring. Yeah, and he's just sitting there, but he's still yelling in part of the story. So you're like, this is not what's supposed to happen.
Right.
I felt the same way with Fatu sitting there, because he's got his back up against the wall and he's still yelling, barking orders.
And he's telling Solo, go get him, go get him, go get him. And he tried to stand up and he fell back over.
He's not just selling the injury, where that would. So I was under the assumption he was really hurt. And it did. It took, I will say this, it took a little steam out of it, because I got, oh my God, that sucks that he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, but I still got to get pumped about Roman.
Yeah.
But I don't want, because to me, out of the four, including Solo, this guy is the guy in that evil bloodline.
Yeah, dude, they're pumping him like nobody else's business.
He's awesome, man. He moves. He weighs what? How much does he weigh, man? 240?
He's a big boy, and he's smaller than he used to be.
But he flips like he's Rey Mysterio.
He does Tiffany's finish, by the way, which I can't believe that they let him do that. Maybe Tiff's coming up with a new finish. I don't know. Let's go back to the very beginning of this match.
Sure.
Solo comes out. I said there was no reaction. Your thoughts on the Cody entrance? What did you think about that?
I like when people wear helmets, but they were doing it all. Again, I actually, you guys know, I mean, I'm on the opposite side of you and all your friends. I still like Cody. I don't love, does this make sense? I like him like I like Michaels in 96. I like him because he's over. The fans like him. So it makes angles interesting when he's in there. I think his overly fakeness kind of that comes out is going to pay off drastically. Pay off?
What, when he turns?
When he turns.
When's that going to be?
I don't know. But again, it's overly fake. But to my knowledge, he is a good dude. It's just hard to get it across on the television, as opposed to the other. I'm sorry, like Punk. His overly fakeness drives me nuts because he's not. I'm sorry, he's not a good.
He's not a good guy.
No, he's horrible. I don't believe anything I'm seeing. Everything down to the Samantha Irvin thing that he does. I think it's all fake. I think it's all BS. If he somehow gets 86 from the main event at WrestleMania, he's going to be a problem. It's just, but I don't know. Cody's entrance. Did the fans? They seem to pop, man. They seem to
yeah, he's over, dude. But I also think he's another one whose song is over. I mean, they were singing every word of his song, but
that's just again. I think that's just today, though.
No question.
It's just to everybody. If you don't have a good entrance music, you're in trouble today.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody wants to sing everything.
Yeah, they do.
I'll go what you said, and I know a lot of people don't agree with this. That whatever, it's fine. I'm going to say it. I know you're the opposite. You just said. I thought it was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
The mask?
No, the whole thing. First of all, dude, you're on your bus. All right. We were pulling the horse slocum. What are you doing? Do you not know what time it is? Bro, you're late. We're telling all the crowd. We're screaming all that. Like, what are you doing?
He's got the Luger driver.
Get out there.
He's got the Luger driver from 93 that he left in the bus.
Did your watch stop? What are you doing? Dude, I mean, even Lex Luger didn't come off the Lex Express in 93. Why is Cody still on his bus? Then he gets off his bus, and this was pure AEW to me with, I'm going to announce my pregnancy. I'm going to announce this. I'm going to announce that. Nobody cares. Then he comes out, and God bless him, I got a dog. I love my dog. But guess what? Nobody cares about my dog. No one cares about my dog. I don't know,
man. They're really pushing dogs hard, dude.
Well, I was going to get to, and I was like, here's the second time tonight. I already don't care about the other guy's dog and his friendship dog bracelet, and great, you got a dog. I don't care. You're supposed to be fighting Solo Sikoa, who has just ruined your life a million times, and you're taking your dog for a walk. What? You care more about, what are we doing? I don't care. I'm sorry. I might sound like a complete jerk, and my dog is literally laying on my feet right now as I record this. No one cares about my dog. They care about their, and this guy cares so much. He thinks people care about his baby announcement and all the other dumb stuff he did in AEW. And then I just was like, wait a minute, Pyro is going to go off. Is he bringing this dog down the aisle? Remember last time he did that and the dog ran back he got all freaked out?
How old is Cody Rhodes?
38 or something.
Okay, but he is, so he's a little younger than Ryan. He is part of that generation. They are big into, they believe, a lot of people, I'm not picking anybody, that my life is super important, that people want to get involved in this. And shocker, Ryan, these kids, especially the ones I teach, they are involved in other people's lives. Some reason, they sit there, these kids sit and watch people eat, Ryan. That's a thing.
Nick, God bless the guy. I don't want to rip on anybody's dog at all. Like,
right, I know,
and he's 13 years old, and
you're not ripping on the dog.
No, I'm not ripping on Cody, but I'm not ripping on Cody because everybody, your dog is your family, man. I mean, and this dog's 13 years old. You know, he might not be around too much longer. So I don't want to say anything like that. So please don't get me wrong in that regard. But you're fighting a main event world title match with a guy you've been feuding with this family for 2 years, and this guy just beat you severely the last month, and you're walking your dog. Like I thought that was the dumbest. And I get this too. Now Arn Anderson all of a sudden is here. If you remember in AEW, the bullet in the head to Cody's career in AEW was hanging out with Arn Anderson. When Arn Anderson was talking about shooting people and all this stuff, and they were burning his clothes or whatever they were burning on the beach behind his house. Like, and then Arn Anderson made the call to get some friends to come in. Why did Arn Anderson need to make the call to call friends? And then he's like, two of them you know, one of them you don't. So Arn Anderson called Roman Reigns? Yeah. Is Arn Anderson the new wise man? Like, I didn't like that at all.
I think they're overwhelmingly, like, I shouldn't overstepping, trying to really build Cody Rhodes as not only the Superman thing that me and you see, overcoming the greatest obstacles that can ever be, but he is like, this is kind of like shades of his dad. Like, I'm the regular guy.
Dude, here's the other thing. The Horsemen hated Dusty Rhodes. I still won't get over that. Like,
yeah, I know. It's weird, but yeah, I like him because of the fan. I do have my issues with him. I don't think he sucks, because I don't think
I do.
If people are over and fans are cheering, I'm okay, because he is legit over. He is this guy. Massively. People. So I like, but I do think all this is going to pay off, Ryan. Again, I cannot tell you when, because it will not be anytime soon that I can foresee. But this heel turn could be epic if he freaking does this.
I don't think they're going to do it.
I hope you're wrong.
It's years down the road.
Because I think because of what you're saying, and you're, a lot of time you're starting to see it. I think more people are going to say what you're saying later.
Every wrestler says he's a heel. Have you ever heard that? Literally every wrestler's like, he's a heel.
He looks like a heel if you just show his face and him
talks
smiling.
Like a heel. Yes. Everything about him is a heel.
That's why I'm saying, I'm hoping folks that really are irritated with Cody, and I know you and your friends or stuff, you're going to have to suck up this face stuff for a while. The turn will be worth it.
Let me tell you something. 20 minutes later, he became the number 2 babyface in the company. He's the number. He already got knocked down. Roman Reigns, Vince McMahon's wettest dream happened.
Yeah.
At this show, Roman Reigns is the number 1 babyface on the planet now.
Ryan, he's the
Cody's out already.
He's the number 1 babyface or number 1 heel, though. Ryan, Roman is the number 1 wrestler. I know. No, I meant whatever he does. Roman is the number 1 wrestler in the world. Yeah. Like, there's not there is, again, I'm not picking on anybody in Japan or on Wednesday or on TNA. I'm not taking shots.
Yeah.
There is Roman Reigns. There is a space, and then we can start doing everybody. And I mean that to the WWE guys too. Yeah. I love Seth. But he ain't there. There is Roman Reigns.
There's an aura,
a drastic gap. And that's why I'm pretty sure it has to be The Rock this WrestleMania.
It has to be.
Because he's the only one that can shoot up to that level. Because I do, as much as I know I do like Cody. Cody is what Cody is. He's
the number 2 babyface. That's right. What he is.
But I meant he's not going to get bigger.
Right.
Like this, like what you see is what you get. There's not like in 6 months from now he's going to have
you saw it again. He can't do it on his own. They made this bloodline rules because the match was actually about Roman. The match wasn't about Cody. The match wasn't about Cody. It was about Roman. So once again, everybody's like, oh, Roman can never win a match without help. Well, Cody won the world title with help, and now he won again with help. Like,
it's Roman is this. I mean, it is
Roman is the guy.
It's a drastic difference when he's not there, right? I mean, even all the angles, if Roman's not on this card, Ryan, I don't know that you're sitting here telling me it was an all right show.
That's all we kept saying all day.
You'd probably be saying it was meh, like it was, 5, 6 or something like that. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's not great. Roman is wrestling right now. I mean, there is no other way about it. I don't care who else I let, and Roman is my favorite in the world right now. But he is the dude, man. It's good to see him back. And We'll see. I hope he's there for a solid amount of time for a little bit.
The guy we went with, Brian, he had not been to a PLE since World War III, 1997. He's never been to a stadium show. He is a huge Judgment Day fan. He's a huge CM Punk fan. His Judgment Day both lost and broke up, and then Punk lost. So he's sitting here like, all my favorites are losing. What's going on? They sent him home happy. The good guy won in the end, and Roman came back. They sent him home happy. So he was like, this is the greatest day of my life. This is awesome. By the end of it,
man. Awesome. And I don't think if he likes those people, Ryan, I think you're not done yet. Like Drew and Punk are not done. Drew walked off with the bracelet. We talked later.
They're going to fight till.
And I think if he likes Brian, if you like Judgment Day, I think Finn is going to get a push now.
Yeah.
It looks like he is going to be the front man.
He has to lose to Priest in the end, but
I assume so. Yeah, of course. But you might get to see a little bit more for the Balor people. Maybe he'll come out a little bit and get a little bit more than just
he's the new leader.
Well,
Dom.
He's just a dude in the corner. Well, JD McDonough tore his Judgment Day shirt off on social media and said, "I'm done with this." Or something.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah, he said, I never liked the shirt anyway. And but that shirt had all the original names on it. So maybe he doesn't like that Dom and Priest he's
going to get a new shirt.
Or something, because they can't break him up. They can't remove him from the group. What the hell is he going to do?
Well, hopefully he gets that size medium over his 33-pound head. If he can pull that over his 33-pound head, that'd be good. The rest of that match, we knew it was coming. KO comes out. I get it. You have to have both of their music play, but two members of the bloodline come in, and it's 3-on-1 now. He's pounding Cody, and KO comes out. Just KO. And he walks halfway down the aisle. No hurry to go help Cody.
He's not as bad as Orton.
He walks halfway down the aisle. And then he starts getting pounded. Then Orton decides to come out. And it's like, wait a minute. It's 3-on-1. You're just coming down one at a time.
And Orton's high-fiving, basically signing autographs. Way down. Like, my boy's getting murdered, but dude.
Yeah, that bothered me. It's just stupid. I'm like, come out together. Even the odds.
Or
whatever.
You know what? Mix it up. How about their music doesn't hit? How about they just come out of the audience? Yeah. Instead, maybe not they come out of the audience and just counter. I don't know, man.
Like the Bloodline did. Yeah. But no, it was good. And then obviously everybody went home happy with the Roman thing. It was awesome, dude. And as a Roman guy, you're right. You're exactly right. They made it so obvious that Roman was going to be there. And then all the other obvious stuff throughout the night, I was like, okay, is the one obvious thing that they're not going to do be Roman? There will be people pissed walking out of here. And everybody went home happy. Everybody went home happy in the end. That's anything else on that before we jump back to the beginning?
Just nice little look between Cody and Roman at the end. And Cody at the press conference, Steph said Roman definitely gets a rematch.
And Roman acknowledged him, too. He gave a little nod. And then when he was standing in thing, he looked at him almost like, and I kept saying, I'm like, he's basically telling him, I respect you. I respect you. You might not like him, but
I don't.
It seemed to me like he was giving him all right, you got me once, Flair. Now let's see you do it again.
Yep, we're 1-1, buddy. And the epic third match could be a main SummerSlam. It could be something. I mean, it's a big trifecta match.
It could be huge. Let's go back to the beginning. Everybody was wondering, what are they going to open with? What are they going to open with? And they open with the women's world title. Liv against Rhea. Most of us all thought the turn was going to happen. I thought they did this well.
I did too.
I thought it was done very well. And especially with when Dom pulled the chair the first time from Rhea, it made sense. I don't know what the announcer said. You could tell me, but that makes sense, because if she hits her, DQ'd, and Dom be like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And then I thought, a lot of times with the chair being laid somewhere, it gets laid in the wrong spot. They miss. I thought It was perfect. I thought they did it perfectly. And the crowd, don't know if it came across, when Dom went over there and helped Liv up, the place went bonkers.
Ryan,
and then when he kissed her, it was the second biggest pop of the night next to Roman coming down.
Ryan, I'm glad you were there, because I thought I was going to argue with you on this, because I know you're not the Liv guy.
No, I'm a Dom guy. Dom is amazing. I was the only one in there. But Ryan, I'll say people.
This has been the most interesting thing Liv has done since this has been her
best
storyline.
But she's doing good at this.
This I think was maybe her I can't remember all her wrestled matches, but this was her biggest, most important to me match that I think she has taken another step here.
Yes,
she needed to win. Rhea does not need that belt. As I said, Rhea is the number one women's wrestler in the world, in my opinion. She ain't my favorite.
Heat, Nick.
Yep.
And now she can chase on her now. Now she can chase. And when she does finally win, she's going to beat the ever-living crap out of her.
She's going to ragdoll Dom.
Yeah. And Liv.
And Liv. It's going to be, it'll be great when they get their comeuppance, man. It'll be awesome. And I thought that match was perfect. I thought everything happened, and I think we started talking that this is the way it should end after we reviewed the last pay-per-view.
Yep.
So they went right through. The obvious was the right thing to do.
No question. I thought it was perfect. I really don't have much more to say about it. I heard some other people say, like, Rhea kind of looks stupid here because the whole thing for the last year and a half or whatever was Rhea was using Dom. And now all of a sudden she's mad. I never really saw it like that. I never saw it like that, but I guess I get it, but I never saw it like that. I thought this was perfect.
The only thing that stinks is this starts the night of Shoulder Slam.
Dude,
everybody's freaking shoulder,
hit
Ryan.
The pole.
Holy crap.
I said that.
I'm glad you said
the same thing.
Like Shoulder Slam.
The Goldberg spear into the post.
Yes, 45 times. Yeah,
four times.
Awful.
In 7 matches.
Different match. Yes, multiple people. When Breaker is going to go into that post.
Yeah.
Rhea dislocated her shoulder, so they said. And then I think the first 3 boom boom matches all had shoulder to post moment. Like
I said the same thing. I was like, is Tony Khan booking this? Is nobody talking in the back? How are we doing? Well, multiple interference matches and multiple shoulders broken matches.
Right.
The one match. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Just after this match, are you good on the? I just want to make. I'll tell you this, Ryan. This is where I know I'm old, dude. There's way too much advertisement on these freaking things. Watching from home, man. The commercials, the ring. You got. This is where I sound old. I just wanted to plug it and get it on.
Yeah.
You got wrestlers using products in the back. Yeah. Announcers pushing products from the announce stable.
Which I didn't see.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if anybody else felt that way. I'd be interested to hear in the comments. Between every match, it's 5 to 8 minutes worth of commercials.
On Peacock, unless you have premium Peacock, they send you to commercials instead of whatever else is going on.
Story again, but again, it's still. Massive.
This was the first time we got Prime in the middle of the ring, and then in the corners of the ring they had Wingstop and then like Straight Talk Wireless or something like that.
Yeah,
I get it and everything.
I do too.
But I will say this: this is nothing different than Slim Jim's Halloween Havoc.
No, it's not.
The goalposts were freaking Slim Jim. They had Slim Jim all over the place. There were other pay-per-views that had that. Everything, even today. On TNT, AEW going back almost the same as WCW. The turnbuckles have Slim Jim on.
I know, I get it.
So I'm not.
I just want to
WWE has never done that, and now they're doing it.
And I will say, to piggyback, if you get a chance to watch our SummerSlam greatest main events, one of the biggest guys is still doing commercials on the show, Ryan. The Macho Man was on SummerSlam on the Slim Jim commercial, man.
Oh, we didn't see it. So
yeah. So he was on it. There was some newer wrestlers as well. But yep, Savage was on SummerSlam 2024.
Nice. Okay, so the one match of the night that did not have any interference or anything.
Quick match.
Sammy against Braun Breaker. Braun wins the IC title. Very quick match, so we can be quick on this. Yep. I was surprised at how quick it was.
Me too.
Here we go. Shoulders. Here we go again. He goes to spear off the opening bell, hits his shoulder. He was selling the shoulder the rest of the night. But he still beat Sammy in like 5 minutes. Your thoughts on the match? I was shocked at how quick it was. I thought it was fine, but
I thought this match might steal the show going into this.
Yeah,
I thought it did not. It wasn't bad. I'm not trashing it. It was fine. I just knew that there's no way Breakker can lose this match.
No,
if you want to kill him, then he loses this match. Because if he loses, what do you do with him? He can't win the IC title.
He already lost before.
Now he's tagging with Apollo Crews and freaking the other guy, whoever he's with, Corbin after this match if he would have lost. So I'm glad Breakker. I'm excited for Breakker. The dude has it. Like, there's something there, man. He's exciting. He's energetic. But it's also missing something to me. I don't know. I believe his dad and Scott were there.
They were all in a suite. DDP, his dad, Scott, Kevin Nash, X-Pac. They were all together. And our boy Mike Brisson was sitting like 4 rows in front of him. So he was seeing them the whole time. It was kind of cool. I was surprised they were in the dog pound in Cleveland Browns Stadium. There were barks. There were definitely barks. Not as many as I thought there would be, though. Yeah, and I think part of that is, like you said, Nick, something is still missing with him. And maybe they're trying to still figure it out. His interest music changes every single week. Like they can't figure out his music. Like there's still something there. But he's a specimen, man.
He certainly is.
Yeah, he's a specimen. I don't think anybody was mad about this. And I don't think anybody was surprised by this. All right. Next up, LA Knight. Logan Paul, U.S. Championship. Tons of people looking forward to this. We thought maybe we would see this last year at Summerfest
or at Mania.
Or Mania. Yeah, people were definitely expecting it at Mania. I will say this. This was one of the better booked things that they did because Knight stole the car and then smashed the car. I was wondering, oh, shoot. Maybe Logan's going to win, to get the last laugh. You know how that always works. Usually the guy the night before on Raw or SmackDown usually ends up losing if they get the upper hand. No, LA Knight wins it. I thought going before that, I thought it was obvious Knight was going to win. Logan, his wife is pregnant. He needs some time off, whatever. I thought this was great. I thought this was probably the match of the night. Logan, once again, a move I've never seen before.
It was awesome.
The springboard backwards moonsault was incredible. I thought this match was great. The right guy won. I thought this was awesome, man.
You knew it was going to be Ryan at home because you saw a sign in the background that said this match is Judy Bagwell endorsed. And
no.
Go back and watch right at the beginning.
Oh, man, I got to see it.
It's a green sign. It says
Wait, there was no forklifts, though.
Yeah, I know. So we got a Judy Bagwell endorsed match. And it was, Ryan, it was another one that LA Knight cannot lose. I felt very similar to the Braun Breakker situation that you're going to kill this guy if he loses this match.
He can't keep losing.
And I think Paul was great to put the United States title on. It brought it some pop culture notoriety and whatnot. He's got it on his channel and everything.
Yep.
However, he's fastly approaching milestones with 2 matches. I'm glad they got it off him. You don't want someone breaking the record as the longest United States champion.
200 days and he's had 2 matches.
3 So everything worked. I think Logan Paul's time with the belt was great. I didn't get passed on to the right guy. It's now time for MVP to run with this belt a little bit.
LA Knight. I got you.
I'm sorry.
I got you.
And we'll see if he's, because I'm still at this. I was a lot bigger on LA Knight when he first started rolling.
A year ago.
Yeah, I'm wondering. This will be interesting to see if this belt helps him step to the next level or if he's forever more relegated to IC matches.
Go ahead.
No, I'll be curious.
I think he's been good. I think he's been better. He hasn't stumbled lately, which we ripped on before for him stumbling. He's actually ripped on other people for stumbling during their promos. I thought Logan cooked him during this feud, though. I thought he cooked him numerous times. And then the one time where he goes, yeah, you're a fake Rock. As you go, ha, ha, I've heard that before. You're unoriginal. Well, no, that's because you're unoriginal and everybody knows it. But no, he's over. This guy's massively over, and he is good on the mic. I wish he would be less Rock, but he is good. One thing, though, I will say, I'm going to do two things, and they're both going to be things people hate because of Wednesday. I thought the finish of this match was awful. He gets hit square in the forehead with brass knucks. No sells it. Hits his finish and wins. How is that possible?
Did he get hit with the knucks? I thought
right in the head.
Oh, I thought he missed. Like
did he miss? Could you see it better on TV? Because to me, it looked like he hit him square in the forehead.
Yeah, because I thought he missed. But maybe. Oh, nope. I wrote for a minute, but Knight recovers from the brass knuckle shot.
Like he's a Terminator, like freaking Arnold gets up.
If they didn't, I agree. I wrote that. Now I wrote that. If they didn't do that, the counter to the buckshot lariat was a really good finish for the pin into the BF.
I agree, except he got hit square in the head with brass knucks.
And why I'm guessing it doesn't work for you, brother, is because he's put people out with those brass knucks, and now
everybody out.
And now Knight just no sells and stands right back.
That was completely awful. Here's the other thing. On the whole way down, everybody knows whatever. I think AEW is complete garbage. I think Will Ospreay is awesome. But here's the deal. He does all these things, but he does 50 of them a match, which you don't even remember what he did 5 minutes ago. You know what we're going to remember from this SummerSlam? We're going to remember that backwards handspring, top rope, moonsault. He did one move. He did one move, and everybody remembers it because, oh my gosh, when you do it 58 times, you don't remember.
Especially if you have other people doing it all night too, following matches.
And then when you kick out of a million finishes and then, all this stuff. And then I hated the finish of this. I'm glad LA Knight won. He should have won and everything, but the finish. But it just goes to show you, everybody's like, oh my gosh, what an amazing move. What an amazing move. Because he didn't do it 8 times. He did it once. And it stood out.
Good point.
Yeah, I like that. Moving on.
Hey, now I don't know if you saw this. Did you see Manscaping?
I thought it was awesome. It reminded me of Pure Life. It reminded me of the models 2 SummerSlams ago.
It was so comfortable to ride for a minute, man. I'm like,
dude, everybody, when he took the friggin' whatever that was, it looked like a massager and started putting it down, and everybody was like, oh,
yeah.
Like, did Netflix start already? What are we doing?
Yeah, it was on color.
It was great.
But it worked.
It got over.
It worked.
It got over.
And they sit there going, oh.
That was the one commercial we saw.
Yeah, SummerSlam's getting known for these. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully people liked it because, I mean, they did not.
No, they did in the audience. They did.
Okay, well, because they did not like our pure water with the males, man. I don't know. It's awesome, man.
It was great. It was great. So right after that, though, so Jeff was like, I got to go get something to drink. And he had something he bought where he got free refills or whatever. So he left. Then they put up the promo for Nia against Bayley. Dude, the whole building started leaving. They all started leaving. It was reminiscent, if not even worse, than Shayna against Ronda Rousey last year. Everybody started leaving. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I took a video of it, which you'll see right here. it was traffic jam trying to get out of your seats to go to the bathroom or get, a beer or get a chicken wing or something, Everybody started leaving. It was incredible.
I've defended her at certain points, Ryan. I told you during COVID, she was my favorite female. This title run by Bayley, I'm not going to say it's bad, because to be bad, well, here's the thing. To be bad, it's got to be relevant. I couldn't even remember she had the belt. Like, when I'm thinking, like, who the hell is Nia fighting? Oh, Bayley. She's done nothing, Ryan. This has been a terrible freaking run for her. And there are certain people, I'm trying to think, I can't name them all. Ted DiBiase, maybe one that rings a bell for me. There's certain people I just don't buy you as a face. Right. Bayley can't.
When he came out with the Steiners for no reason,
did not work for me, brother. She's got to be a heel, man. If she's gonna work, this title run, I'm glad Jax got it. I know everybody, I like Nia Jax. She is different than the other girls.
This is true.
It's something she's not going to put on the same mat. I'm not saying the other girls are bad or anything. I'm just saying I like different characters. They look different, way different, size, power, athleticism, whatever. I just like a mix. Yeah. And I think Nia Jax, this push, she's now the queen of the ring. She's now got the belt. The right person won. And she freaking annihilated. That was an awesome finish, I thought, just smoked her with 2 power bombs.
The sit down. Yeah,
2 annihilators. I'm glad they got it off Bayley, because I feel like Bayley's lost in limbo. Like, what do we do with this girl?
I've never, when everybody else was like Bayley and Sasha are saving the COVID era, I didn't see it. I think Sasha cannot talk. I don't think Bayley can talk either. I don't think she's good. I've never thought she's good. We nearly got ejected from a building one time because we were saying how bad Bayley is.
That was the hugger.
And I don't think this is good either. And I think Damage Control is absolutely terrible.
They haven't done
anything. I think it's always been terrible. I think this entire run, and that was 2 years ago in Nashville when Damage Control came together. Bayley needs to be entirely repackaged again.
I think you're right.
This is, and that's literally what I wrote while sitting in section 308. Bayley needs to be totally repackaged. She's beyond awful. No one cares. There's nothing to her. This is maybe worse than anything she's ever done, and that is saying something.
I think it's worse because, again, like I said, there's nothing there.
There's nothing.
Right. Name me what's she done since she won the belt at Mania? Name me the
There's feuds, no reason to care or not care or any. You could care when Damage Control turned on her. I get that.
They did, and people did. She won the belt, and then there was nothing to do.
I don't know. I didn't watch NXT, so I didn't see the hugger gimmick when it was at its peak. So I'm
gonna bet it sucked.
A lot of people do say it was awesome. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. It was different and whatever. I know that, but I didn't see it. Everything I've seen, this girl is in, and God bless her. She loves the business and whatever, and I'm not trying to kill her. She's just not interesting.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting with her at all. Now, here we do have something interesting. Nia's the champ. Her and Tiff are girls. Obviously, they're going to break up at some point.
I think they're going to move Tiffany to the face.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know how that'll work as a face, but the crowd does like her because they think she's pretty.
But you are right, man. It's like trying to make
this is interesting, though.
It doesn't work. Yeah,
there's nothing interesting about Bayley. There's never been anything interesting about Bayley.
I think you're right on the repackage. I did like the COVID era. I think people are way overboard saying it saved it. I think there was a handful of people who kept it on life support till Roman came back.
That's a good point. And I'll give them that. Yes, they did.
But I would say, overlooking them, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley were just as important during that COVID era.
Totally agree.
They had some great runs. So it wasn't just them. But yeah, I'm ready for the Nia Jax reign here, man. Finally getting to see this woman with the title. I know I don't know
7 years.
Let's let her rock. I mean, I hope she holds it till Mania.
Okay. Then the match that actually got me to this show. My boys are both huge Drew fans, and they're even bigger CM Punk fans. And when they found out Punk was cleared, this is when they decided they wanted to drive 4 hours and go to Cleveland for one match. I will hold my thoughts on this, Nick. Excuse me. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre had 7 months worth of feud. Punk was hurt, so they had nothing to do but talk, and they heated this up and heated this up and heated this up. You wanted to just see these two guys tear each other apart. Your thoughts on the match?
First, I don't know if you guys saw it. The SmackDown that me and you think we got to remember that for our award show, because I still have that as one of my best nights of the year. The SmackDown where Drew McIntyre wrecks CM Punk and the garage door lifts up and he carries him in. That got moment of the year, moment of the summer.
It's I don't know. There.
No, WWE announced it last night. They gave they gave it some sort of summer award.
Okay.
I think well deserving. Okay. That was a great show.
It's awesome.
I'm with you. I thought this feud itself was pretty good. I think he got screwed a little bit too much leading into it, but I'm dealing with it. It wasn't. They took off and start hitting each other like it's on, and they're punching and going.
Which I kept saying, I'm like, they need to just rumble. They need to just rumble.
But then it was kind of slow. The match slowed down a little bit. They were okay. Here's my problem. I think Seth was way too involved. I think there was too much Seth. If you go back and you watch the other one, Shawn Michaels 97,
which everybody thought we were getting, but
he's in it just enough. The guys still tear each other up in that match. Undertaker has a great match.
Just the finish.
Right. He's just to me, I felt like I was watching Seth versus Punk. Yep. And there was kind of Drew in the corner. That kind of ruined it for me. And dude, I was unaware. I thought his dog was dead. His dog is not dead, correct? That it's just a bracelet.
No, the Young Bucks did not kill the dog.
No, but it looks like a bracelet you could buy at the Elms Elementary book fair. Can he not just get another? His wife's not gone. Like, Ryan, if I have a picture of you and I have a picture of my grandfather, I understand when my grandfather's picture worth more because I can take another picture with you. It's a bracelet, Ryan, and we're feuding on this goddamn bracelet. And the whole match starts circulating around this goddamn bracelet. And I think it took away the ending. I think it took a little. I was expecting a quick kind of Seth screw up and then Drew take advantage and pin. The match did not suck by any means.
Yeah, it did.
You didn't like it, huh? I thought it was about a 5 and a 6. I just thought there was too much Seth. I don't think they murdered each other. And then I had Seth all of a sudden starts drawing lines. Like he lets the one guy smash his head into the stairs. And then I'll tell you this, Drew did a really cool move. I don't know if you saw it. He did the thing they usually do on the bottom rope where they slingshot him. He did it to Punk on the bottom of the ring.
Which Darby Allin no-sold like 6 weeks ago.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
That was cool. But it was, I don't think they murdered each other enough, fought enough. And I think Seth was too much into the match. And that kind of ruined it for me a little bit. But at least Drew won. I wanted Drew to win. At the end of the day, Punk doesn't need to win this match. And the right guy won.
This was one of the worst matches I have ever seen in my life.
Really?
I am not kidding. This is not hyperbole. This is one of the worst, god-awful, garbage pieces of trash that anyone has ever seen in the history of freaking wrestling. We don't swear on this show. Effing god awful. You have two guys that you had for 7 months 7 months. Ready to kill each other. And then because of Seth, like you said, they didn't just get in the ring and start killing each other. Seth had to do 25 minutes of keeping them apart. Then they started killing each other. Then it got all slow. Then all of a sudden, you're fighting over a friendship bracelet. Is Taylor Swift going to be the freaking special referee of the next match? He didn't kill your dog. He took your friendship bracelet. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I wrote, when he first showed the friendship bracelet, I wrote, dude, they're fighting over a freaking friendship bracelet? Then beyond that, I couldn't believe that then all three of the guys ended up wearing it. I thought that was the friendship. I'm like, there is a friendship bracelet spot. Then it ended up, the whole match was about the friendship bracelet, not about these two guys, not about Drew McIntyre getting screwed out of the world title twice. It was about a friendship. This is the worst match I've ever seen. We went to this show because my boys wanted to see this match, and it turned into a friendship bracelet. This is beyond idiotic. This is the worst crap I have ever freaking seen. It ruined the whole thing. And then, as you were saying, Seth, it was all about Seth, which it gets him involved. So maybe Punk's going to fight Seth, and then they'll have a three-way. They ruined this entire angle. And everybody's been saying this is the biggest angle. This is the best thing. And oh my gosh, and they did it with Punk on the shelf. They made you care about this angle when you knew Punk couldn't even fight. And then they turn it into a friendship bracelet. I swear to God, Tyler Swift is going to be the special referee at Survivor Series when they fight. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And Punk, CM Punk, Mr. I'm Awesome. Mr. I'm Awesome. I didn't know Punk music cared about friendship bracelets. This is the dumbest thing I have ever seen. This was awful. This
seemingly was like the main event.
That's why we went, Nick. That's why we went. This was the match that had the most heat going into it. All right. As you can see, my computer and Zoom decided to have a meltdown shortly after I did there. So that was the end. Nick and I did not get a chance to talk about Priest and Gunther. Obviously, Gunther is the new champion, and the Gunther era is here. This ends with another obvious interference, but we're cool with it. I mean, they've been teasing the breakup of the Judgment Day here for over a year. Finally happened here, and we're cool with it. But yeah, more interference, and now the Gunther era has begun. Just wanted to say one more time, despite our criticisms of the night, I thought it was a great night. I thought it was one of the better SummerSlams in quite a long time. But there was a few things in there, obviously, as you just saw, that I wasn't too happy with. But outside of that Punk and Drew match, I thought it was a great show. Give us your thoughts. We would like them. We always do. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. And if you could, share it, man. Tell your friends about us if you like what we had to say. And if you don't, let us know why in the comments as well. Appreciate it. For Nick, I'm Ryan. Job, guys. Out.
You smell something, it's us, because we're the stuff.